Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 1 Corinthians 3-8, Proverbs 25, and Psalm 91. Let's start. But I, brothers, could not address you as spiritual people, but as people of the flesh, as infants in Christ. I fed you with milk, not solid food, for you are not ready for it. And even now you are not yet ready, for you are still of the flesh. For while there is jealousy and strife among you, are you not of the flesh and behaving only in a human way? For when one says, I follow Paul, and another, I follow Apollos, are you not being merely human? What then is Apollos? What is Paul? Servants through whom you believe, as the Lord assigned to each. I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the growth. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who gives the growth. He who plants and he who waters someone, and each will receive his wages according to his faith. For we are God's fellow workers, you are God's building. According to the grace of God, you make a still a foundation, and someone else is building upon it. Let each one take care of how he builds upon it, and no one can lay a foundation other than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now if anyone builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become manifest, so the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. If the work that anyone has built on the foundation survives, he will receive a reward. If anyone's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, but he himself will be saved, but only as through fire. Do you not know that you are God's temple, and that God's Spirit dwells in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy it. And God's temple is holy, and you are that temple. Let no one deceive himself. And if anyone among you thinks that he is wise in this age, let him become a fool, that he may become wise. For the wisdom of this world is folly with God. He catches the wise in their craftiness. And again, the Lord knows the thoughts of the wise, and that they are futile. So let no one boast in them. For all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos, or Cephas, or the world, or life or death, or the present, or the future. All are yours, and you are Christ, and Christ is God's. This is how one should regard us, as servants of Christ and servants of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required of stewards that they should be found faithful. But to me, it's a very small thing that I should be judged by you or by any human court. In fact, I do not even judge myself, for I am not aware of anything against myself. I am not thereby acquitted. It is the Lord who judges me. Therefore do not pronounce judgment before the time, before the Lord comes. He will bring to light the things now hidden in darkness, and disclose the purposes of the heart. Then each one will receive his recommendation from God. And I have applied all these things to myself and Apollos for your benefit, brothers, that you may learn by us not to go beyond what's written, that none of you may be puffed up and fearful one against another. Or who sees anything differently? What do you have that you do not receive? If then you receive it, why do you boast as if you did not receive? Already you have all you want. Already you have become rich. Without us you have become kings. And would that you did reign, so that we might share the rule with you. For I think that God has exhibited us apostles as last of all, like men sentenced to death, because we have become acceptable to the world, to angels, to men. We are fools for Christ's sake, but you are wise in Christ. We are weak, but you are strong. You have honor, but we in disrepute. To the present hour, we hunger and thirst, we are poorly dressed and buffeted and homeless, and we labor, working with our own hands, and reviled we bless, we persecuted we endure, and slander we entreat, and we have become and are still like the scum of the law, the refuse of all things. I do not write these things to make you ashamed, to admonish you as my beloved children. For though you have come with scars in Christ, you do have many fathers. I became your father in Christ Jesus through the gospel. I urge you then, be imitators of me. That's why I sent you to imitate my beloved faithful child, not arrogant, as though I would not come to you. And I will come to you soon, if the Lord wills, and I'll find out the talk of these arrogant people, but their power. Well, the kingdom of God does not consist in talk, but in power. What do you wish? Shall I come to you with a law, or with love and the spirit of gentleness? It is actually reported that there is sexual immorality among you, and every kind is not tolerated even among pagans. For a man has his father's wife, and you are arrogant. Ought you not rather to murder? Let him who has done this be removed from among you. For though absent in body, I am present in spirit, and as if present, I have already pronounced judgment on the one who did such a thing. And you assembled in the name of the Lord Jesus, and my spirit was present with the power of our Lord Jesus. You are to deliver this man to signify the destruction of the flesh. My spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord. Boasting is not good. Do you not know that a little leaven leavens the whole lump? Cleanse out the old leaven, that you may be a new lump, as you really are unleavened. Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed. Let us therefore celebrate the festival, not with the old leaven, the leaven of malice and evil, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. I write to you, my letter, not to associate with sexually immoral people, nor all meaning the sexually immoral of the world, or the greedy and swindlers, or idolaters, since then you need to go out of the world. I am now writing to immorality, not to associate with anyone who bears the name of brother. If he is guilty of sexual immorality, or greed, or is an idolater, reveler, drunkard, or swindler, or not even to eat with such one. But what have I to do with judging outsiders? These are not those inside the church whom you are to judge. God judges those outside. Purge the evil person from among you. When one of you has a grievance against another, does you dare go to law before the unrighteous instead of the saints? Or do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world is to be so, is to be judged by you, are you incompetent to show trivial griefs? Do you not know that we are to judge angels? How much more then matters pertaining to this life? Read for such cases. Why do you lay them before those who have no standing in the church? I say this to your shame. Can it be that there is no one among you wise enough to settle a dispute between brothers? A brother goes to law against brother, and before unbelievers. To have lawsuits at all with one another is already a defeat for you. Why not suffer wrong? Why not rather be defrauded? But you yourselves wrong and defraud, even your own brothers. Or do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither is sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who practice homosexuality, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. And such will some of you. But you are washed, you are sanctified, you are justified in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ in the Spirit of our God. And all things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be dominated by anything. Food is meant for the stomach, and the stomach for food, and God will destroy both one and the other. The body is not meant for sexual immorality, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. And God will raise the Lord, and will also raise us up by his power. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Can I then take the members of Christ and make them members of a prostitute? Never. Or what do you know? Or do you not know that he who is joined to a prostitute becomes one body with her? For as is written, the two will become one flesh. And he who is joined to the Lord becomes one spirit with him. You will flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body. Let the sexually immoral person sins against his own body. Or what do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you are bought with a price. So glorify God in your body. Now concerning the marriage about which you write, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman, but because of the temptation to sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman her own husband. The husband should give to his wife her conjugal rights, and likewise the wife to her husband. For the wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. Likewise the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Do not deprive one another, except perhaps by agreement for a limited time. And you may divide yourselves to prayer, and then come together again, so sin may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. It has concession, not a command, I say this. I wish that all as I myself am. Each has his own gift from God, one of one own kind and one of another. To the unmarried and the widows, I say that it is good for them to remain single, as I am, but if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry. For it is better to marry than to burn with passion. To the married I give this charge: the wife should not separate from her husband, and the husband should not divorce his wife. To the rest I say, that if any brother has a wife who is an unbeliever, and she consents to live with him, he should not divorce her. If any woman has a husband who is an unbeliever, and he consents to live with her, she should not divorce him. For the unbelieving husband is made holy because of his wife, and the unbelieving wife is made holy because of her husband. That's why your children would be unclean, but as it is, they are holy. If the unbelieving partner separates, let it be so. In such cases, the brother's sister is not enslaved. God has called you to peace. Well, how do you know, wife, whether you will save your husband? Well, how do you know, husband, whether you will save your wife? Only let each person live the life that the Lord has assigned to him, and to which God has called him. This is my rule in all the churches. Was anyone at this time of his call already circumcised? Let him seek not to remove the marks of circumcision. Was anyone at the time of his call uncircumcised? Let him not seek circumcision. For neither circumcision counts for anything nor uncircumcision. I keep the commandments of God. Each one should remain in the condition in which he was called. Were you a bondservant when called? And do not be concerned about it. For he who is called in the law as a bondservant is a freeman of the law. And likewise he who is free when called is a bondservant of Christ. You bought with a price. Do not become bondservants of men. Brothers, in whatever condition each was called, let him remain with God. Now concerning the betrothed, I have no command from the law. I give my judgment as one who by the Lord's mercy is trustworthy. I think that in view of the present distress, it's good for a person to remain as he is. Are you bound to a wife? Do you not seek to be free? Are you free from life? Do you not seek a wife? If you do marry, you have not sinned. And if a betrothed woman marries, she has not sinned. Yet those who marry will worldly troubles, and I will not spare you that. This is what I mean, brothers. The appointed time is going very short. And now let those who are wise live as though they know, and those who mourn as though they were not mourning, and those who rejoice as though they were not rejoicing, and those who buy as though they know good, and those who deal with the world as though they know dealing with them. For the present form of this world is passing away. We need to be free from anxieties. The unmarried man is anxious about the things of the Lord, how to please the Lord. But the married man is anxious about worldly things, how to please his wife. And his interests are divided, and the unmarried or betrothed woman is anxious about the things of the Lord, how to be holy in body and spirit. But the married woman is anxious about worldly things, how to please her husband. I say this for your own benefit, not to lay any restraint on you, and to promote good order and to secure your undivided devotion to the Lord. Anyone thinks that he is not behaving properly towards betrothed, whose passions are strong, and it has to be. Let him do as he wishes, let them marry. It is no sin, but whoever is firmly established in his heart, being under no necessity, but having his desire under control, and is determined this in his heart to keep her as his betrothed, he will do well. And then he marries his betrothed does well, and he who refrains on marriage will do even better. The wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives. If her husband dies, she is free to be married to whom she wishes, only in the Lord. Yet in my judgment she is happy if she remains as she is. And I think that I too have the Spirit of God. Now concerning the food offered to idols, we know that all of us possess knowledge. This knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. If anyone imagines that he knows something, he does not yet know as we ought to know. He ought to know, but if anyone loves God, he is known by God. Therefore, as to the eating of food offered to idols, we know that an idol has no real existence, and that there is no God but one. For although there are many so-called gods in heaven or on earth, as indeed there are many gods and many lords, yet for us there is one God, the Father, from whom are all things and from whom we exist, and one Lord, Jesus Christ, through whom are all things and through whom we exist. However, not all possess knowledge, and some through former association with idols he created Israel alpha to an idol, and their conscience being weak is to feel. For we will not commend us to God. Yet no worse off if we do, and no better off if we do. But take care, and that this right of yours does not somehow become a stumbling block to the weak. And if anyone sees you, who have knowledge eating in an idol's temple, will we not be encouraged? If his conscience is weak to eat food offered to idols, and so by your knowledge, this weak person is destroyed, and the brother of whom Christ died. Thus, sinning against your brother and ruining their conscience when it is weak, you sin against Christ. Therefore, if food makes my brother stumble, I will never eat meat, lest I make my brother stumble. Proverbs 25. These are sad proverbs of Solomon, which the man Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied. It is the glory of God to conceal things, but the glory of kings is such things are. As the heavens fire and the earth with death, so the heart of kings is unsearchable. Take away the dross from the silver, and smith is material for a vessel. Take away the wicked from the presence of the king, and his throne will be established in righteousness. Do not put yourself forward in the king's presence, or stand in the place of the great. For it is better to be called, come up here, than to be put lower in the presence of the noble. When your eyes have seen, do not hastily bring into call. What will you do in the hour when your neighbor puts you to shame? Argue your case with your neighbor himself, and do not reveal another secret, lest he who hears you bring shame upon you, and your ill repute have no end. The word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in setting of silver, like gold and ornament of gold, so wife reprove it to her listening ear. Like the cold of snow in time harvest is a faithful messenger to those who send. He refreshes the soul of his master, like clouds of wind without rain. If the man who boasts of a gift, he does not give. With patience a ruler may be persuaded, and a soft tongue will break a bone. If you have found funny, eat only enough for you, lest you have a fill of it and vomit it. Lest you therefore be sour in your neighbor's house, lest you have a fill of you and hate you. The man who bears false witness against his neighbor is like a war club or a sword or a sharp arrow. Trusting in the treacherous in the time of trouble is like a bad tooth or a foot that slips. Whoever sings songs to a heavy heart is like one who takes off a garment on a cold day, and like vinegar on a sword. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. When you heat burning coals on his head, and lo, what will you? The north wind break forth spray, and backbite tongue. If he looks, it is bad to live on a corner of the house, and the house share with the cross of wine. Like cold water to a thirsty soul, so is the good news from the far country, like a mighty spring of the land. He is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. It is not good to eat much honey, and nor is it glorious to seek one's inward. A man without self-control is like a sea breaking into enough without walls. Psalm 91. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I'll say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. He will deliver you from the snare of the fowl, and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is his shield and buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand. You will only not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. The years you made the Lord your dwelling place. The Most High, who is my refuge, no evil shall be allowed to befall you, no plague shall come near you. Now he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your way. On their hands they'll bear you up, unless you strike a foot against them. You'll tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent you'll trample underfoot. Because he holds fast to me in love, I'll deliver him. I will protect him, because he knows my name. When he calls me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Hands done, I shall not do the Lord's prayer. Please pray, it's the Father in heaven. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. He's not temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Because the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.